So if you've ever seen that Joy of Painting guy, Bob Ross, he likes to talk about how there's no mistakes, there's only happy accidents. And I think about happy accidents a lot when I'm in the woods, because a lot of my best finds happen when I think I see something off trail in the woods and I go to look at it and happen to come across something else in the process. And so today I'm not really finding mushrooms, but this is giving me an opportunity to find other things, to listen to the bird calls. There's a lot of birds out here right now, and one of my favorite apps to use while I'm out in the woods is BirdNet. And because of BirdNet, I'm able to tell that I've been hearing a hooded warbler and a northern parula. And over time I learned to recognize these. I'll hear a lot of times out here, I'll hear red-eyed vireos and I'll hear yellow-billed cuckoos, which I never see, but they're out here and I know them because of that app, and it makes it more interesting for me spending time in the woods. This little flat-backed millipede is called a cherry millipede because it actually exudes a chemical, cyanide, that smells like cherries. They're harmless little guys, just wander around and eat dead leaves and stuff. So there's a cool plant down here that I like a lot. These are called May apples. And we find these growing a lot in the woods, and they're kind of like this leaf is like a palm tree almost. It's just like a leaf perched on top of the stem. The thing that's cool about them, I mean, one thing is that they're toxic, except when the fruit gets ripe, the fruit is actually good to eat. And what we find is nothing touches these until the fruits start to get ripe. And then all of a sudden you go out thinking you're going to get some ripe fruits because you've been waiting, and they're all gone because all the animals in the forest knew when the fruits were ripe too. But the other cool thing about them is they spread underground by rhizomes, and you can tell which ones are going to flower and which ones aren't, because the ones that don't flower and aren't going to produce fruits just have a single stem and leaf, and the ones that are going to flower and produce fruits have a forked stem with two leaves on top. And you can actually see in there that it has already flowered, but there's no fruit happening. And we'll look around, see if we find one that, I think here's another double over here. There's another double there. We'll see if we can find one that has a developing fruit on it to show you that too. There we go. There's one with a developing fruit. So while we're looking at cool things that aren't actually mushrooms or fungi, there's something kind of cool here on this log that I enjoy seeing. This is a slime mold that used to be called the group Myxomycophyta. So Myxo makes me think of, in my previous life, there's a group of fishes called the Myxini, which are the hagfish. These hagfish produce massive amounts of slime. And so myxo means slime, fungus, or slime mold. Turns out they're not fungi at all. They're protists, like single-celled organisms. Well, the first chanterelles are starting up, and they're not super obvious, but they're here. Kind of see them there. They're kind of half buried under dirt and leaves. They're not very big, not very attractive yet, but that's what they are. Here's some that are a little bit better. These are more protected under the woods here, just for comparison. There's one of those other ones, pretty bleached out. These have a little more color to them. Very nice though. You can see those blunt, forking false gills as opposed to really straight, blade-like, non-branching true gills. So, nice little chanterelles. For those of you that have seen my video about white rot versus brown rot fungi, when you see this kind of thing, this is also kind of cool because you see these chunks that are sort of cube-shaped, and you know that this is a brown rot fungus that's invaded this log, and you can tell because of that it's almost certainly going to be a pine or some sort of a evergreen like that, and this does look like it's a pine. Well, here's a good example of something that we've identified using Seek before, and it took a few times of identifying it before I finally remember that's what it is, but I really like this one. It's called Little Brown Jug, and it's another one that's kind of a single leaf on top of a stem, but the flower of these is a little brown jug-looking flower. Let's see if we can find it here. If it has one, it may not have one right now, but it's a little brown jug-looking flower that grows right at the end of the rhizome. And, oh, there. Is that it? Oh, yeah. There it is. Yeah, there it is. I'm trying to be really gentle with this guy, but that's a great flower. Look at that. Little brown jug right there. That's why it's named that. And there's the little brown jug. I'm going to cover it back up now. But this is really cool to me, and this is something that we were able to identify because we looked it up with Seek, and now I keep seeing them in the woods, and it's like running into a friend. It's easy to get caught up in looking for what you want to find and have a search image for that, and everything that you're doing is around trying to locate that search image, that thing that you have the search image for. But if you expand a little bit, that's when the happy accidents happen. And I can tell from here that over there on that log, we're going to find a different kind of slime mold. This is pretty common in the early spring to find lots of different slime molds. And this one, this one is called a wolf's milk slime mold. This is a really cool one. This is one of my favorite ones. I think it's really pretty. Well, this was supposed to be a hike to collect mushrooms for a basic mushroom foraging class I'm doing at the Extension Service in a different county tomorrow night. And, you know, haven't got too much, but that's okay. It was still a good walk in the woods. Had a lot of happy accidents out here. I found some stuff that I was looking for, but also found a lot of stuff that I didn't know I was looking for, but presented itself that was really cool, and it was worthwhile getting out here, even without a basket full of mushrooms.